We're just going to take ourselves onto the mat. That might be a little bit better. And we're going to be nice and grounded through the feet. Just take a moment to notice the connection of the feet to the ground. And we're going to start super simple, shifting from side to side, mobilizing through the feet. We might get a little bit of clicking. That's okay, that's good. And then we're going to come forward and back. So pressing down through the 10 toes and the balls of the feet. Just a great way to warm up, just to activate and awaken the core stabilization system. We're going to come up onto the toes and press down through the big toe. So really tapping into that level of stability there. And we're activating through the undersides of the feet, up into the calves. And we're going to do one more. And then we're going to take ourselves into a single leg stand. Make sure we're not sitting into the hip. We're lengthening through that supporting side. If you need fingertips on a piece of furniture, you can, but we're just going to create those big full circles at the ankle. And the goal is to be able to do this unassisted and to be nice and steady and stable. Nice big full circles of the ankle. And then we switch direction. Okay, from here, same leg, we're going to create alignment of the knees and thighs, and we're going to do exactly the same. So nice big full circles of the ankle. And then we're going to change direction. Okay, other side, single leg stance, lengthen through the supporting side, lift up through the knee. We're going to circle through the ankle, big full circles. A super simple exercise you can do on a daily basis. It's very easy to forget about the feet. It's so important. We change direction. And then we're going to take a nice alignment of the knees and thighs and then circle the ankle behind us. Really great exercise from a circulatory perspective. Also incredible for balance and stability. Okay, we change direction. Good for ankle mobility. Okay, relax that down. And we're just going to take ourselves onto the mat. Okay, so we're going to bend through the knees and hips onto the mat. And we're going to have the toes on the ground. And we're sitting the bottom back towards the heels. So again, goal is to be able to sit the bottom back, hold this position. However, if it becomes too intense, then we lift out and we lower. Okay, so things that might prevent us from holding this position may be lack of mobility through the toes, lack of mobility through the ankles, or it may be tightness and tension through the plantar fascia. Okay, it also might be the knees. Okay, so if that's the case, if it's the knees, place the hands down in front and rock back and forth to offload the knees a little bit. We sit, we hold this position. If you want a little bit more, you scooch the knees back, it increases the intensity and the stretch and release through the undersides of the feet. And breathe. And then we're going to lift that up, place the tops of the feet down onto the ground and do exactly the same. So same principle applies. The goal is to be able to sit the bottom back, hold this position. The knees are the issue. Place the hands in front and lift and lower. If your feet feel like they're going to cramp up or it's lack of mobility that's hindering the ability to hold this position, we just lift up, unload, and then take it back down. If you want more, we take the fingertips down behind us. Okay, open through the chest and set those shoulders in a really nice position. They're hugging the rib cage. And then we're going to lift the bottom away from the heels and open out through the front of the body. Really nice for release all the way through the front of the body, the tops of the feet, the lower leg, the thighs, up through the abdominals and the chest. A little squeeze through those glutes. And then we relax that down. We're going to place the toes back onto the ground and we roll back onto the balls of the feet. Now, if you can, we're going to hold this position for a moment in a crouch position. We're going to ease the heels or encourage the heels down towards the ground. If this is too much, you can just take it straight back into a standing position as efficiently as you can. This is great for ankle mobility. Really nice. We get that gentle curve through the lower back, so there's stretch and release there. Okay, and then when you're ready, we're going to bring it into that strong standing posture. And we're going to take ourselves into a single leg stance again. Okay, so lengthen through the supporting side. We're going to lift through the knee, and then we're going to open out and bring it back to center. Okay, so it comes forward, out to the side, we draw it back in. Okay, if you want more, we're going to take it forward, out to the side. We continue by drawing the knee so it's pointing backwards, and then we draw it in. Okay, so use the arms to support you. You need to put fingertips on a piece of furniture or a wall, you can. We take it out to the side. We rotate it back. A little engagement through the glutes. And we draw it in. Okay, don't be overly concerned with what's going on through the spine. Okay, there should be no pain or discomfort though. Lift the knee up. Open. You either take it back down, so it's front and side and down, or you roll it right back. And bring it back in. So incredible for the hip, but also really good at loading us in a single leg stance, yeah? So that supporting leg, you might start to feel everything's working really hard. It's great. So we bring the knee up, out to the side, continue that roll round, and bring it in. And we're going to do one more of those before we switch to the other side. Lift the knee, out to the side, we roll it round, and we bring it in. Fabulous. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side now. So a couple of repetitions where we're just forward and side, and then we'll add in the backwards bit if you would like to. So lengthen supported through the supporting side, knee up, out, and then draw it back down. Knee up, out, and draw it back down. Okay, you either keep it as that, or we take it out to the side. We continue that roll round, nice squeeze through the glutes, and we draw it in. And with this, the slower we go, the more time we take, the more challenging it is for the body. Okay, so it's not about taking it round nice and quick, it's about slow and steady. Draw it up, out to the side, and draw it round. Let the arms do what comes naturally to help support you. Again, if you need fingertips on a piece of furniture, it's fine. Really squeeze through the glutes at the back. Bring it in. I'm going to do one more of those. Lift it up, out, and round. Bring it back in. Amazing. Okay, just give the legs a nice little shake off. We're going to take our feet into shoulder width position. Hands behind the back. Either hold them or clasp the fingers together. Lift and open through the chest. At first, we're going to focus on nice release through the chest. So we are going to gently lift through the chest. Gently lift through that rib cage and open through the chest. That's very bright today. Okay, so from there, we relax a little bit. Okay, so the shoulders are in an optimal position. However, we're not lifting through the chest of the rib cage. Okay, and then we're going to hinge through the hips and take a bow. Okay, so the movement comes through the hips. Okay, and then we draw it back up. Now, as we do this, I want you to think about the tripod of the feet, big toe, little toe, and heel. So we're trying not to take the weight back onto the heel. Okay, we're trying to just move through the hips, and then we draw that back up. That actually places a little bit more load through the body in regards to stability. Little squeeze through the glutes at the top, and we hinge through the hips. Now, if you want a little bit more from this, we did it in Tuesday night session. We're going to hinge. And remember, we're not shifting back onto the heels. We come up and we push the pelvis forward, and we've got that gentle arch through the back. Okay, we hinge through the hips. Draw it back up. Push the pelvis forward, a little arch through the back. We hinge through the hips. Remember, we're trying not to take the weight back under the heels. We come up, squeeze through the glutes, push that pelvis forward. We're going to do one more of those. Hinge through the hips. Up we come. Push the pelvis forward. And then we relax those arms down. For the next exercise, we're challenging stability a little bit more, strength and stability. Okay, so single leg stance, we're going to draw the knee up. So again, if you need fingertips on a wall, you can do that. From here, we're taking the foot back. We're going to step it back, and we're going to lower the back knee towards the ground. We bring it back up. We drive the knee forward. So it's about fluency of this movement, yeah? So even if you step back, lower the knee a little bit and drive it back up, yeah, doesn't matter. It's about fluency of movement. Okay, we want to challenge the body, okay, but in a safe and beneficial way. We're taking the knee to the ground. We're keeping the body upright. So we're trying not to tip forward, yeah? Just tuck the tailbone under, little squeeze through the glutes. We drive it back up. Knee to the chest, take a moment there. Okay, so again, we're in no rush. Think about length through the supporting side, so we're not sitting into the hip. And then we step it back. Tailbone under, upright posture, knee to the ground. And then we drive the back knee forward. Take a moment here. Lengthen through the supporting side, so we're not sitting into the hip. Step it back. Tailbone under, upright posture. Up we come. Drive it forward, and we're going to do one more. Hold that there. Lift and lengthen through that supporting side. Step it back. Tailbone under, upright position. Back knee goes down. Okay, we draw it back to centre, and we'll just give those legs a nice little shake off before we switch to the other side. Okay, so remember, single-sided exercise. So one side will probably feel different to the other. That's really quite normal. So throw the knee to towards about 90 degrees of the hip, lengthen through the supporting side. You step it back. Okay, regardless of the range of movement, it doesn't matter. We're looking at fluency of movement, the body's ability to transition from one position to the next and to create a good movement. Okay, we step it back. Tailbone under, upright posture, back knee lowers down. We drive it forward. Lengthen through the supporting side. Hold that position for a moment. Okay, we step it back. Tailbone under, upright position. And drive the knee forward. Lengthen through the supporting side. We're trying not to grip through the toes. We step it back. Tailbone under, upright posture. We're going to do one more of those. Lengthen through the supporting side. Step it back. Tailbone under, upright posture. We lower that back knee down. And we drive it back up. Okay. Give everything a nice little kick off. We're going to widen through the feet and we're going to circle through the hips. So we take it to the side, push the pelvis forward, side, scoop it round. So you are going to get some movement through the upper body, but what I want you to try and avoid is all the movement coming from the upper body. Okay? The focus is are the hips and pelvis. Scoop it round, side, push that pelvis forward, side. So if there's a little bit of clicking or popping, that's okay. Again, we're just increasing mobility around the hip, releasing any tension around the hips and pelvis. Scoop it round. And then we're going to change direction. Side, scoop, side, forward. Amazing. Okay. We bring it back to center. And from there, we're just going to do a little bit of work in a seated position. Okay. So as efficiently as we can, we bend the knees and hips and take it into a seated position. We take those legs out in front, feet grounded, knees bent, and use the fingertips behind us to assist the movement. And we're going to start super simple, just by shifting the knees from one side to the other. So the goal is for this to feel low effort. Okay. Again, super efficient. When you're using the fingertips, try not to hitch through the shoulders. We're creating length through the neck. Okay. So you can either keep it as it is, or you can widen the feet so that when the knees come over to the side, you're in that split leg position, the Z leg position. And it's exactly the same. We windscreen wide for the legs, so the knees come up and over, the feet pivot. And again, we want this to get to a point where it does feel low effort. And we're not gripping through the neck and shoulders as we move. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of kind of things to think about. Right, the goal is to be able to do this nice and fluently, hands free. Okay, so you know that you're really optimizing mobility through the hips and body if you can complete this hands free. And you might shimmy down the mat, that's okay. Okay. So the next variation, we haven't done this for a while. You're going to let me do that for you. Okay, is we're going to lift the bottom off the ground into a high kneeling position. Okay, so if that feels a little bit, if it feels quite challenging, use the hands to assist you. So place the hands on the ground to lift you up. Place your hands on the ground to control the movement down. Okay, we switch to the other side. If you need to, you can use the hands up and down through that movement. But again, the goal is to be able to do that hands free. Okay, nice flowing movement. And we start to kind of work through level changes. So we go from seated to high kneeling. Yeah, and to have that ability to shift from different level through different levels easily is brilliant. Okay. You want a little bit more from this. You come up, that back leg drives forward, the back leg comes back, and we sit down. So just a little bit of something you can work towards. So we come up onto the knees, the back leg drives forward, it comes back, and we take it down. Okay. Again, that's just something to work towards. And as you do that, it shouldn't be painful or uncomfortable. Relax there, take the legs out in front of you. Take the hands flat behind you, and I just want you to let go and relax through the hips. Okay, they've worked really nicely for us. Just take a few nice, big, full, deep breaths. And I want you to really draw your awareness and your attention to your hips. So we're just relaxing them down towards the ground, letting go of any tension, allowing the legs to feel super heavy and just as though they're melting down into the mat. Nice big full breaths. Okay, from there, we're just going to draw one leg towards us and we're going to windscreen wipe the foot. Okay, but we're pivoting from the heel. So we're taking the toes in and out. A really simple exercise, but highly effective to mobilize through the hip. So in and out. So really easy to do. And sometimes the easy exercises we kind of neglect because they feel easy, and sometimes it can feel a little bit pointless. But this is super effective. Yeah, toes in, toes out. Amazing. So from there, we relax that foot and leg, and then the one that's drawn to the chest, we're going to hook that over, and we're going to use the opposite arm. So my right leg is hooked over, my left arm is going to scoop around and hook it towards me. Okay, now we can either just rotate round a little bit so we're facing that leg, so the inner thigh, and use the other hand down behind us to support us. So we're asking for some gentle rotation. Okay, so that's one variation. The other is that the leg that's out straight, we scoop that foot round, so heel to the bottom, and then we resume the position with the arm. So we almost look like we're tying ourselves in a knot. So that will increase the intensity down through the glutes. And we just hold that position and breathe. And then we're going to fold ourselves and switch to the other side. Okay, so we start with the windscreen wiper, the foot, in and out. Go. You can notice if there's any difference from side to side. That's a really good thing to do. Then, from there, we relax through that leg. We hook the other foot over. So my left leg is hooked over. My right arm is going to swoop round and I'm going to hook that knee towards me. So the two variations we can do. We can rotate through the upper body so we're facing the inner thigh and use the hand down behind us to just support us and assist that gentle rotation. Or the straight leg, we can scoop that under, heel to the bottom, we scoop the arm back round and we hold that position. Now, if you're working with this position where you scoop the heel to the bottom, now the goal is to be able to ground both seat bones. So if you feel like it's quite awkward at the minute, take some big full breaths, relax into it, and the goal is to be able to just really kind of ground those seat bones. Some nice big full breaths. And then we untangle ourselves and we take ourselves into the 4-point kneeling position. Okay, so if kneeling isn't an option, you can do this in a standing position, taking hold of something that can support you. I'll just show you quickly. Where you're going to rotate around. So we're going to do some thread the needle work, which we've done lots of stuff for the hips. So we really want to complement that with movement around the mid-back, rib cage and shoulders. So 4-point kneeling position, we're going to take the hand to the ear and we're going to lead with the elbow. Okay, so elbow to the sky. However, when we draw it down, we're leading with the hand. The hand glides through. So we're combining a couple of the variations we usually use. Hand to the ear, elbow to the sky. And again, we don't rush it. We glide the hand through. And you can see I'm working at a fairly steady pace. Okay, hand to the sky. Oh, sorry, elbow to the sky. We glide the hand through. And we're going to do that once more. Elbow to the sky. And we'll glide the hand through. This time though, as we glide the hand through, we're going to keep it there and we're going to relax the head, neck and shoulder down and just take a moment to hold this position. If you need to support the head on a cushion, you can. But the goal is to be able to have the head and shoulder on the ground and just hold this position and breathe. Relax into it. Relax any tension you may be holding on to through the shoulder, or the neck, or the jaw. Okay. We bring ourselves up and out of that. Take ourselves back to the 4-point kneeling position, and we're going to go to the other side. So hands to the ear, we lead with the elbow all the way to the sky. And then we're going to use the hand to glide through, all the way through. Okay, we go again. Elbow to the sky. We glide the hand through. We go. Glide the hand through. We're going to do one more. Elbow to the sky. We glide the hand through. However, this time we're going to relax the head, neck and shoulder onto the ground. Just breathe out nice big full breaths. Now, as we're in this position, I just want you to think about relaxing through the shoulder, the neck, the jaw, into the head. Breathe those big full breaths. Relax down, release any tension. Okay, we're going to take it back into a seated position. We're going to take the legs forward, okay, and we're going to lengthen through the spine. So we've got a nice L-shaped position through the body. Now, if you need some assistance to support the back, you can place your back against a wall, or you can place the fingertips down behind you to create and maintain that length. Okay. So the exercise, we're going to step the foot out. We'll do it single-sided, and we'll do the other one to follow. Okay. So we're going to lengthen through the spine. We lift up through one heel. It comes up and over the fence, and we place it down. Okay. So same again. Supporting leg stays still. The other foot, we lift up through the heel. We're engaging through the quads. It comes up and over the fence, and we place that down. Okay, so now this becomes the leg that doesn't move. This is the supporting leg. We do the same with the other side. We lift up through the heel. It comes up and over. We place that down. Nice engagement through the thighs. Lengthen through the spine. We go again. Lift the heel up and over, and then we place that down. Okay, so we did this little exercise on Tuesday, I think, or Monday morning. Anyway, regardless, we're going to do it now. So we're combining two exercises. We're going to rotate round. So what it looks like is, when we did it single leg, where we were windscreen wiper in the foot, we're going to do it with both. So the toes move over to the side. We rotate through the pelvis. Yeah? So it's subtle. You can see that I'm using my fingertips down behind me to assist me, because it just feels much better. It feels like I can really focus on that shift from side to side. Okay. We settle back to center, and then we're going to walk the feet back in. So the foot that walked out first last time is going to walk in first now. Okay, so we lift the heel up and over, we place it down into the center point, and then we go again, up and over, so it's where it started. And we go to the other side now. We lift up and over, We place it down, up and over. It comes and joins the other foot. Amazing. So again, hands down behind us. Okay, we really focus on the hips and pelvis. Just allow them to relax. Allow the legs to feel weighted and heavy. Relax down into the mat. You just take a few nice big full breaths. Let go of everything around the pelvis and the hips. Okay, this time the other leg goes first. L shape, back supported. Okay, we're going to lift up through the heel, up and over the fence, and we place it down. And we go again, we lift it up and over the fence. Now as you do this, we should try to really keep that length through the spine so we're not sinking into the spine. We go the other side, lift it up and over. Okay, good, and then we go again, up and over. So from here, we use the fingertips to support us, and we're windscreen wiping those feet and rotating through the hips. Okay, awesome. You can see I've got some bend through the knees as I do this. That's okay. Yeah, just have a play around with it. If keeping the legs fairly straight works better for you, then awesome. If you want to increase a little the bend through the knees, then great. Okay. So from there, leg that went first goes first again. We lift that up and over the fence. It comes up and over the fence. Same with the other side. Over the fence. Really engaging through those quads. Up and over the fence. Amazing. From here, we take it down onto our tummy. Okay, so think about grounding through the pelvis. The first thing we're going to do is the extension through the spine. It's always important to do that in this position. And before we take ourselves into an extended position on the spine, we squeeze the glutes because they stabilize the pelvis. Little squeeze through the glutes, push up onto those forearms, lengthen through the neck. Nice position for the shoulders, and then we roll it back down. Okay, squeeze through the glutes, up into those forearms, and then we roll it back down. Okay, if you want more from this, squeeze through the glutes, push up onto those hands. Okay, so you can see now I'm not on those forearms, the elbows are lifted. I'm pushing up through the hands, and then we roll it back down. Squeeze through the glutes. Push up into that extension, and then we roll it back down. Squeeze through the glutes. Into that extension. Roll it. Good. Once more, little squeeze through the glutes. Lift that up into that extension. And roll it down. Amazing. Okay. So from here, one more exercise. We're going to do the scorpion stretch and release. So we try not to overextend through the neck. The glance is down towards the mat. Okay, put the arms in a nice supportive position. I've got mine about 90 degrees at the shoulders, about 90 degrees at the elbows. We're going to lift the toes to the sky on one foot. Okay, then we lift up through the thigh. The leg crosses over. Now there's one of two things you can do here. You can keep the arms grounded. They can shift, they can move, but you keep them grounded. Or you can push off gently through the hands to assist the movement so we can take that into a bigger range of movement. We roll back in a controlled way to the start position, so we relax the leg down. Other side now, toes to the sky, lift up through the thigh, cross the leg over, and remember you can either use the hands to assist you into a greater range of movement. Okay, so you're utilizing more of the body, or you can keep the arms grounded. Okay, and we're just going to work through that movement. Roll it back to center. There we go, toes to the sky, lift up to the thigh, crosses over the body. We roll that round. So good. Okay, amazing. We're going to do one more on each side. Toes to the sky, lift up to the thigh, cross that over. We're going to do one more. So from there, push up through the hands, bring yourself into the child's pose position. The bottom to the heels, arms out in front. The goal is to be able to sit the bottom right back to the heels. If you need to modify this to make it more comfortable, you can. It may be you lift the bottom off the heels and rest the head on the hands, or it may be that the arms are down by your side. It doesn't really matter. Find what works best for you. We're just going to take a moment to breathe. So we're encouraging the release of any tension we're holding on to. And we're really encouraging the body to move into a state of calm. Okay. Bring ourselves up and out of that. We're going to take ourselves onto our bottom and we're going to roll down into a lying position. Put the knees to the chest, give them a little wiggle. Massage that lower back into the mat. Okay, so we're going to place both feet down and we're going to work through the shoulder bridge. So we'll do a few repetitions of the normal shoulder bridge and then we'll add a progression in. So really important that we remain grounded through the feet throughout the movement. And we don't let the knee drop in or fall out. Okay, nice alignment, ankles, knees, hips. We roll under, or we tuck under through the pelvis, flatten the lower back to the mat. We lead with the pelvis to the sky. And we squeeze through the glutes to the top to optimize that movement. And then we roll all the way down. Okay, so we're going to do a few repetitions, 3 or 4 repetitions of that. Really notice how it feels from on your left side and your right side. Are there any areas of tightness or restriction? It's a great exercise to be able to feel that. Scoop under. Up we go. Squeeze the glutes. We roll it down. Once more and then we'll add something in. Scoop under. Up we go. Squeeze through the glutes. We roll it down. So you can either choose a variation of progression that you really feel would be beneficial for you now, or you can do what I'm going to show you now. So I'll kind of work level 1 and 2. Oh, so, sorry, level 1 is just a normal shoulder bridge. Level 2 is this one. Okay. Scoop under. Pelvis to the sky. Single leg. Lift. Single leg. Lift. Roll it down. Now the idea of this is when you do that, when you lift the leg, there's very little shift around the core, okay, in the pelvis. So level 2, up we come, single leg lift, single leg lift, roll it down. Level 3, lift one leg, up we go. Roll it down, and switch. Okay, up we go. Roll it down and switch. Don't rush the exercise, okay? Notice how it feels from left to right side. Level 4. Knee to the chest. We hold the knee to the chest. Up we go. Okay? We roll it down and we switch. Hook the knee to the chest. Up we go. Roll it down and we switch. So you can see we've got a whole range of variations there to suit you. Work with what feels good for you. Really feel that nice activation through the glutes and the hamstrings, the spinal muscles. And it's about creating that super efficient movement. When you're ready, hug the knees to the chest, get that nice curve through the lower back. And we're going to go the total opposite, lengthen through the whole body. Take the arms overhead, stretch out through the legs, draw the belly button towards the spine so we can get this nice gentle release through the rib cage. I like taking one hand and just kind of like feeling that nice kind of rib cage to abdominal kind of little bit there. Lots more words. Okay, so kind of running the fingers around the rib cage. So you might notice some little tender areas, or it might feel a bit tight. But just good to notice, and then switch arms, okay, because it will just put a slightly different spin on it. Okay. Going on, room. Going on, doodle do. Amazing. So take yourself into a nice, comfortable position, wherever that may be. You can still stretch and move. Do whatever you feel is right at this moment in time. But the goal is to be able to just switch off from everything external just for a couple of minutes. Okay, just try and keep the head focused on your breathing pattern and relaxing through the body. Because if we can really take control of our breathing pattern, then that's just such a powerful tool. It's taken me a very long time, but I actually can feel the switch when I really focus on the breathing pattern. And the body just really kind of going from high alert state to a more restful state, just in a few breaths. So as you breathe in, it's about filling the body with air. So imagine you're filling the body with air right down to your pelvis, so you get a gentle rise through the tummy. And then as you breathe out, you relax the body down towards the ground. Let go of any tension we're holding on to. And the goal is to create a slightly longer, deeper breath out than the breath in. So we're activating the parasympathetic nervous system of the body. It's settling the body into a state of calm. So we fill the body with air as we breathe in, gentle rise through the tummy. And as you breathe out, that long breath out, we allow the body to melt down into the ground. Let go of any tension we may be holding on to. So we give our toes a wiggle, our fingers a wiggle, and you just take a moment. You can either move and stretch, or you can just continue with that breathing. Whatever you feel would be best for you right now. When you're ready, we bring ourselves into a seated position. We're going to cross the legs. If you're in a position where the knees aren't quite shuffled down towards the ground, the goal is to be able to cross the legs in a relaxed state. So that's something to practice. If you feel you're tipping back and unable to take that upright position, the goal is to practice it to take it into that upright position. Okay, we're all going to take our fingertips to the sky, scissor the arms, and then the front hand comes across onto the outside of the opposite leg. The back hand comes down to support us onto the ground, and then we use the hands as a little bit of overpressure so we can rotate through the upper body. We glance over to the back shoulder. See that? Feel that nice release, or that end of range feeling. And then we draw it back to center. We go again, but the other side this time. So we scissor the arms, the front hand comes across the body onto the outside of the opposite leg. Fingertips down behind us of the back hand. We rotate through the body, we glance over to the back shoulder. We breathe. We draw back to center. And we are done and tested.